My name's Jasper, and this is my second channel. Feel free to check out my main channel down below. But this is a channel where I post daily videos answering people's questions on how to grow a digital marketing agency using the GoHighLevel software. I've built my own six-figure agency over the past few years, and I still manage clients to this day, so I'm in the trenches with you. And now I help others for free to grow their own agency. And for context, the Zoom call recordings you'll see in these videos, I do every day for free for my GoHighLevel affiliates and just answer their different questions. If you want to be a part of these free Zoom calls and work with me directly, you can read more about how to get access to that down below.
So my question is pretty simple. I had one of my sub accounts that I signed on the guy's starting out and his card declined. And this month, he's trying to make do with this service-based company and get back on his feet. And I think the initial feeling is simply to say, you know what, sorry, I'm going to take your site offline. I built a site for him, the whole gamut, and but at the same time, I want him to succeed, right? Because if he wins, I win. If he makes money, then I also make money. So I kind of changed my tone a little bit. I haven't. I mean, I just sent him a message. I say, "Hey, I saw your card has declined. I just want to let you know this is what I see on my end." And instead of growth mode, I know you're getting back on your feet. We're gonna just go into maintenance mode. There won't be any new edits. There won't be any new features. But we'd love to get your take, Jasper, on somebody who doesn't pay. What would you recommend is the best approach to maybe help them back into paying or just to cut them off completely? My time is valuable, but so is his. And I want to make sure that he wins so that I can win also.
Yeah, and I know you're like a really nice guy, and so I'm very similar to you. I feel like in that aspect, like sometimes I'm a people pleaser by nature. I hate like making people feel like just make people feel bad or like I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I think what you're doing is perfect. As long as it's not requiring very much work for you, I'm the type of guy that will let it slide for a couple months. Now, if it goes past a few months and he still hasn't been able to pay and he's like saying he will and it just keeps going month after month, then eventually it's like, all right, we got to take the site down. But you can warn him and give them kind of like a grace period where it's like, hey, we'll let it go for this month, but like, will you be able to pay next month? And just set a good expectation with him of like when he will be able to pay next. And if he doesn't follow up on that, then it's only his fault. You gave him a chance. You were nice about it. You gave him the month free or whatever when he needed it. And so it's at your discretion of what you want to do. That's the nice part about owning a business, but also the hard part about owning a business. Like you have the flexibility to, help people in those times if you want to, but also eventually, you've got to cut them off at some point because you're giving them a service and they're not paying for it. So it's a tough one, but that also is a reason we charge setup fees too, is it kind of protects us against some of that kind of stuff. It's like he already paid an upfront cost for us to set up the website. So at least we got some upfront payment. So if he ever does cancel the website, it's not all for nothing, because we did collect, $1,000 up front for the time we spent building the initial site. Um, but if you just do monthly fees, that's where it gets kind of tricky. It's like you spend this time up front to set up his website, maybe a week, maybe even 2 weeks to like fully set up everything up and customize it to their brand and business. And then they don't pay you the second month. And so you maybe got the first month's payment of like, 297 or 97, but that's not really worth your time to build an entire website for them to only pay you for the first month. So that's where setup fees really protect us a little bit more. And I highly recommend doing them. Not maybe for these first couple clients because you're getting experience right now and that's worth its weight in gold too. But like eventually start charging setup fees and that'll help you. Um, those times when they default, you can give them a couple months and it's not affecting you as much because they already paid you 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 up front for the setup fee. But anyway, it's really up to you what you want to do there. But I probably wouldn't give him more than like 2 months. If it keeps declining, he keeps not paying, set an expectation with him, give him a warning. Not like a mean warning, but like, hey, notice the card declined. Is that just something you need to pay it off real quick and we can run it again? Or like, and then let him kind of explain himself. He's like, no, I'm in hard times. Maybe you already talked to him about it. If he's in tough times, be like, hey, we'll let it go for this month, but do you think you'd be ready to pay like next month? And if he's like, yeah, I can pay next month or whatever, then just wait. And if he pays it next month, awesome. Just keep it going. If not, then you gave him a chance, and you're not the bad guy anymore. You're not the bad guy if you shut him off in the first time it declines, that you have
Right.
that right. But anyway,
Let me following up to your guidance. Have you had an experience where maybe you shut him off? I mean, in my mind, is I would not delete his entire sub account and just give him time, even if he stops paying, even if we just take everything offline. Maybe 3 months, 4 months down the road, it would not make sense to recreate everything from scratch, especially
yep.
because getting an extra sub account is not that big of a deal. I'm assuming that would be the best way to go and just maintain that relationship. And when he's ready, he will come back. And
That's a
I'm
really
assuming,
good point. Yeah, totally. You can save the sub account. You can just deactivate sub accounts and go high level without deleting them completely. You can remove him as a user on the sub account as well, so that'll remove him to be able to, he won't be able to log in anymore. You can disconnect his domain from the website so that his website's no longer live, but it's still stored there as a template inside of his sub account. So when he is ready to repay you again and get back going again, you can reconnect the domain again. You're exactly right on that. That would be the way to go for sure.
okay, perfect. Well, that's what I thought. I think I just needed the confirmation based on your experience. So I appreciate that.
If you want some more in-depth content on how to grow your digital marketing agency, you can join my free HighLevel Quest community down below. It has my full 7-hour course on how to get your agency fully set up and go high level from start to finish.